Hi there, I'm Angella Sharpe, and you're watching STL TV, and I am joined now by Keisha Mabry Haymore. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, now you've got a lot going on. You're a speaker, you're an author, but you're also bringing Friendsgiving to us coming up in just a couple weeks.
Absolutely, friends. So with the holidays coming up, we wanted to do Friendsgiving a little different, right? So normally we're getting together, enjoying food and fellowshipping, but we're bringing the gift of wealth building.
Okay, so this is a big deal because a lot of people don't necessarily have the tools to know how to kind of plan for their future and build wealth.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of us don't even know what wealth is, right? And so the goal of Friendsgiving is to take people through a journey, starting with what is wealth. And then from there, we're gonna talk about pathways to wealth, how to protect wealth, and also what's preventing wealth.
Okay, so this is kind of a huge conference you have. You have a number of really awesome speakers planned to talk. How did you kind of come up with this idea? What made you want to start this?
I've been having these conversations with my friends randomly, and the one thing that's consistent is none of us know what we're doing.
Right?
Like, we have an idea, but we're still just like, well, I don't know how much life insurance I should have. I don't know when to start investing, how much I need to invest. And so for me, it's just like, well, let's just bring people together to start the conversation.
Okay, so this is going to be a huge event. So let's kind of walk through what you have planned for this day.
Absolutely. So we were trying to have it right before the holidays, before people started to get into their holiday moods. And so we picked the date 11/11, and it's going to be from 10 to 3 p.m. at Washington University in the Clark Fox Forum. And from there, we're having lunch. We have about 25 speakers, which is crazy. So there's something for everyone. However you define wealth, even if you don't know what wealth is for yourself yet, we really just want people in the room to start the conversation.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, it's kind of the way to start the talk of kind of getting all those basics, the information, so you can kind of build on your future.
Exactly. So we have people from Reiki healers to talk about financial energy, which I didn't even know was a thing.
Okay, I 100% believe in energy and how that works, so that's amazing.
Absolutely. So all of the energy for prosperity. We also have social workers because financial trauma is a real thing for a lot of us. We have everyone from certified financial planners to city officials who are going to be talking about real estate development projects with the city. We'll be talking to supplier diversity directors who will be talking about how you do your RFPs. We'll have life insurance agents. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
Which is huge, especially for somebody who maybe is like myself and kind of needs some guidance in those areas.
Exactly. Like, all of us need some type of guidance, right? Maybe not all of the same type, and that's why we have such an array of speakers, because we really do want it to be something for everyone. And we believe if you have a place to start, you can finish that conversation later outside of the conference.
Right, absolutely. Now, so this is kind of an all-day event, so our speaker's going to take a stage one by one and kind of talk to the group?
It will be in panels, and so the first panel will all be centered around what is wealth. So we want it to feel like a conversation. All of our moderators are crazy high energy, so we're going to keep the energy going. The second panel is what's preventing wealth. So we'll have a slew of panelists talking about that from their unique perspectives, and then after that, we'll be talking about pathways to wealth with creatives and entrepreneurs who have forged their own pathways to million-dollar businesses or they're on the path to, and then we'll be talking about protecting and transferring wealth at the end of the day.
And this is just so important to you because you were just talking and realized that a lot of people don't necessarily have a foundation for this.
Absolutely. So the work that I do, I help entrepreneurs in the ecosystem get access to capital. I also support them with digital marketing strategies. So in a given month, I'm in front of 150 to 250 entrepreneurs. And one thing is always consistent. None of them are really preparing for their retirement or focused on learning how to leverage their business for wealth building. And then outside of that, just in my own personal journey as a millennial trying to figure this world out and thinking about retirement and trying to be, proactive versus reactive, I feel like so many of us are in that path and we just need a little bit of guidance to get us there.
Just some help, just a little bit of help.
Just a little help, just a little bit, yeah.
Now this is selling out pretty rapidly. So if somebody's listening right now and they're like, I'm interested, how do they go about registering, getting a ticket to make sure they have a spot?
Yeah, so we sold out last week. We sold over 75 tickets in a day, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And so thanks to our sponsors and thanks to who are Hush Blackwell, Washington University, and then also Simpson LLP, we were able to reserve a mezzanine and open up 25 more tickets. So if people are interested, go get the tickets now on Eventbrite.
Eventbrite is where
Yes.
they can get those tickets. And you kind of have the schedule. You have lunch provided as well.
We do. We have an amazing entrepreneur, JR's Gourmet, who will be preparing a gourmet bento box because bento box is associated with prosperity for all of our guests.
You've kind of really thought about every aspect of this. Is there a speaker that you know is coming that you yourself are particularly thrilled to have there?
You know, all of them because of their different perspectives, but someone who is amazing in a St. Louis gem is Jalen Bledsoe. He started out as a teenpreneur. He started his business at 12.
At 12?
12. Taught himself how to code at 11, started his business at 12. By 14, he had 150 employees.
Can you imagine? Can you
I
imagine?
can't even, I'm a 2-year-old. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, let me get her together.
Right, like, she coming to the conference?
Right, so I need to introduce her to Jalen. But I think stories like that, entrepreneurs are going to be sharing those pathways, and I think it's going to be nothing but inspiration, but also tangible application.
Which is a huge aspect of this whole thing is kind of, you need some guidance, maybe you need some information, but
Absolutely.
a way that you can go, because I can't go back in time and become 12.
Right, we can't, you know? So we have to take where we are right now, assess the situation, and figure out how we move forward. And that's the goal of Friendsgiving. I think there's so many conferences that tell you what you should be doing, but no one really telling you how to do it.
Right.
And we're really rooted in the how.
The how is one of the most important parts of this.
Absolutely.
Now, I just kind of back up a little bit because you have quite an amazing background. So you're an author, you're a speaker. Kind of tell me about your own self and kind of before you even got to Friendsgiving.
Yeah, so I've been doing events in St. Louis since 2019, all centered around entrepreneurship and brand and business building. And this is just one more piece of that. But my goal and my passion really is to kind of, my friends laugh. They're like, you're the plug, like you're the practical plug. Like if I ever need a resource, I know I can call on you and be like, where is this resource? And so I just want all of these spaces that I'm creating, from Friendsgiving to the other conferences that I do, even the space that I'm opening up, to be places where people can get practical resources to support them.
And let's kind of talk first just a second. You are in the process of opening a space. And what is that space going to be doing?
Yeah, so we're opening a space in Midtown called the Curator's Cove. And the goal of that space is to be a space for curation. People can curate anything. So we're gonna do curated events, curated content creation, as well as curated business services for entrepreneurs. We really wanna create a one-stop shop for them.
Wow, so I mean, you've got a book that you wrote. Tell me about the book.
So the book is all about networking because it's about who you know, right? And so I think that's the common thread of all of these things. I really want to create spaces where people can create connections so that they can get the resources they need to realize their dreams.
And a great way to make those connections is to go to something like Friendsgiving.
Absolutely.
Where you're surrounded by people they maybe not exactly like-minded, but are kind of interested in the same thing you are. So let's kind of walk through this conference again. It's 11/11.
11/11.
Which is a perfect day to remember.
It's so easy to remember, right?
It's beautiful. And what are the times again?
It's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Doors open at 9:30, and it's at Washington University in the Clark Fox Forum.
And it's going to be, I mean, I was looking at some of those speakers that you have listed on your website. By the way, you can go to their website and find out kind of more information about each individual speaker. But I mean, you really do cover the gamut of, you know, kind of maybe brand new starting out and even like you said, energy healing with wealth. So anywhere you are, it kind of works for you.
Yeah, wherever you are in your journey, however you define wealth, there's something for everyone.
All right, well, we got to tell everybody where to get those tickets because I know there's not that many left. So where can they get those?
There's only 25. And every time, like, thankfully conferences sell out, but people are like, can I get a ticket? There's 25 tickets and they're on Eventbrite.
Eventbrite, so very much go there right now if you want that ticket. They're going fast and it's gonna be a ton of fun, and I feel like you have covered every aspect for everyone.
That was the goal, yeah. So real estate, life insurance, entrepreneurship, creativity, energy, all the things.
Definitely check her out, and this is gonna be awesome. Friendsgiving, 11/11,
Yes.
Eventbrite to get those tickets.
Go get the tickets, friends.
Go get those tickets. You've been watching STL TV. I'm Angella Sharpe. Keep it right here and experience St. Louis.
Thank you.
You've got such